the
But it was
Empire
near
Theater,
there.
but it was the opposite.
Okay,
Yeah.
on the other side of the street there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, it's interesting with the Empire Theater that you mentioned it. I have a photograph of it, and I think it says 2 big hits. 15 cents, I think it is. It's from the 1940 period, I think it is, you know.
Yeah.
2 big hits, 15 cents.
Well,
Wow.
I remember when there used to be a little bus station next to the Empire Theater there. I could just vaguely, vaguely kind of remember that.
And wasn't there a bakery at one time nearby, next to the post office, if we go back to the 1940s or something like that? I forget what it was called. But so how did you meet your former husband?
I met him at a dance, actually, and it was a place called the Showboat. And it was right at the bottom of Lead Avenue by the river there.
Where the ferry building was.
Yes.
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 Yes, in fact, my mother told me about going down there and dancing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
there
that's where I met him.
Yeah. And so were the dances every week, once a week or twice a week or something?
Every
like that?
Saturday night they would have a dance there.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
So that's where I met him.
And obviously a lot of people.
They were all night rates.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were all night rates. Apparently, from what he said.
Was this a Lancaster too as well?
Yes, he was only on the Lancasters. Yeah.
And from what he said, you were saying?
From what he said, the Americans would have if there was any bombing in the daytime, they would do the daylight raids. And it was the Lancaster bombers, the RCAF and RAF that did the night bombings.
Was it mostly over the Rural Valley, the industrial part of Germany?
As far as I know.
Or was there some cities as well, like Dresden or Hamburg?
He always spoke about the Dresden raids. Now,
Yes.
any of the other raids, I really couldn't tell you. But I think all of his missions were over Germany. Brother, who was 2 years older than him, had joined the Air Force. And he trained as a pilot out in Calgary. Now, whether this had any influence on him, that he himself joined the Air Force, I really don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure whether, because a lot of them, they had to wait until there was transportation for them to come back. I know he did come back on the St. Mary. I'm not sure where they docked in Halifax or New York.
It sounds like he didn't really like to talk too much about his war experience.
No, he never talked too much about it at all. Getting away from my husband, my father was in the First World War.
Oh yes.
And he was taken prisoner. Well, he was in a prisoner of war camp.
And what was your father's name?
Alfred Davies.
Okay, Alfred Davies. And the Canadian Forces?
No, he was with the Welsh Fusiliers.
Okay, so he was born in Wales, was he?
Yes.
And do you recall when he was born?
My father was born in December the 14th, 1897.
1897. And whereabouts in Wales was he born?
He was born in a place called Kevin. Kevin,
as in
C-E-F-N.
Okay. And do you recall if he ever told you if he always wanted to be in the military? Was it a patriotic thing when World War I began in 1914?
He
would have been a young man at the time, maybe when war began.
He was, yes.
17 maybe?
He joined, apparently, from what my mother said. My dad was one that never talked about the war because he had nightmares.
Yes.
From it.
What was his service, by the way? Was it Army?
He was, he was in the Army. And I believe it was in the Rifle Corps.
The Rifle Corps.
Yeah, he was in the Rifle Corps.
Yeah. So he might have joined around 1915 or so, or when he turned 18?
In that area. He was just 18 anyway.
Okay.
But, and he trained, can't think of the name of the town that he trained in. That would come to me after a while.
But was it in England where he trained?
It was, yes. Yeah, it was just over the border, actually,